Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Chopping It Up with the Cleavers. My name is Emanuel Cleaver III.
And I'm Emiel Cleaver.
Now Emanuel Cleaver IV.
Check us out. We're dropping new episodes regularly. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chopping It Up with the Cleavers. Check us out most places you get your podcast.
Please hit that like button, subscribe to us. If you subscribe, you'll get magic powers sent to you immediately.
So a lot has happened. We got to jump right into it, of course. The presidential debate. Joe Biden, Donald Trump, CNN moderating. What do you all think? Thoughts about the debate?
Joe Biden needs to drop out of the race.
Come on, man.
Why? This is the problem with Democrats and people like you.
Like me, okay.
Yeah, but people like you, because you're begging people, please vote for this old man, even though we know he's no good. Please vote for him.
Why is he no good?
Because he's too old.
Okay.
Look, did you see him at the debate?
Yeah, he didn't look
So let me ask this question. Before the debate, did you notice him being old other than him walking?
Did you
see
pay
his
attention to
mind?
the text messages I've been sending? The group text for the last months?
He's looked pretty old for a while.
Yeah.
He's looked pretty old for a while.
How has that hindered his presidency? Let me ask that.
It's hindered his presidency because he is too old.
In other words, you don't have any examples.
Yeah, because the other leaders don't respect him.
What other leaders?
Any leader. I mean, he's
So
too old.
you're
He
speaking
doesn't-
on for other
he
people
doesn't
now.
he doesn't know what's going on in the world. Like, he doesn't know. I don't even know if he knows what's going on. People are telling him what's going on. He doesn't know what's going on. He thinks he's in Beirut somewhere. He thinks he's going to the zoo. See, this is the problem. Democrats, you're begging us to vote for a dead horse and then crying because people aren't excited about that. Put another candidate up. It's not too late.
Okay.
Put another candidate out
What are your
there.
thoughts? You do know if that happens, they're going to lose. But anyway.
They're going to
go
lose
ahead.
anyway.
I think,
They're going to lose anyway.
yeah, I'm not. I think Biden didn't make it.
No, I don't think they're going to lose if they put out new candidates, because men, heterosexual men, are going to vote for these candidates.
So you're the heterosexual spokesperson now?
Yeah, I talked to a lot of heterosexual men, and they
So
don't
you
like.
talked to 7 of them, and now you speak
Okay.
for all of them.
All right. So you want to joke, and then when Joe Biden loses, you're going to cry. You're going to be on here crying, and I'm going to be laughing at you. Okay, go ahead and say what you have to say.
I was about to say, I think Joe Biden didn't do himself any favors getting us people confident. People have to remember, this is my 3rd time voting for the president. I've never watched the debate, and that changed my mind on who I'm going to vote for. Most of us, all of us sitting here, we already know who we're going to vote for. That debate didn't change it. The debates are for people who are uncertain. And people who were uncertain saw Joe Biden on TV on, was it Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever the debate, Thursday? Yeah, and they didn't get confident. They saw old men, and they wondered if he was going to be fit to run the country. The good thing is, if Donald Trump had acted like a normal human being, it would have been really looking bad for Biden. But Donald Trump said some dumb things, and it's kind of saved Biden a little bit from totally being embarrassed. But still, I'm not confident that Biden's going to. I'm not very confident in Biden. I kind of get the same feeling I got when Trump was running against Hillary. I'll never forget the day of the election, I was in my computer science class, and the student was talking to the professor. The professor was also saying, like, it's horrible. I don't know who to vote for. You know, I'm not confident in either one. Both candidates are bad. And people are saying the same thing now about Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And we already know Donald Trump has a cult following who's going to show up to the polls and vote for him. I don't know. I'm just not confident in Joe Biden in that debate. Did
People
not
who
do himself any
don't
favors.
know who they're going to vote for are the dumbest people in the world. Like, if you don't know who you're going to vote for at this time, you are a moron. I'm sorry, you're a moron.
But
So-
there are a lot of people who.
Yeah, they're morons.
So listen to this. People
Like,
are
how could you not know?
Okay.
I need to see some more, see what they're gonna talk. Man, these people have been around forever. If you don't know, I'm sorry, if you're out there and you're one of our followers who watches this and you don't know who you're gonna vote for, you're still trying to decide, you're a dummy. Go ahead.
So that's his opinion.
Yes.
Don't put that on the rest of us.
Yeah,
So
you're a dummy. You
people are
believe
jumping
that, you just
down-
don't wanna say it.
no,
Yes, you do.
I would say that people are jumping down Joe Biden for his performance. Donald Trump's was just as bad. It was just different. Everything he said was a lie, that he's done the most. Everything he said, no one's done it like this. It's the best ever. No one's had ever seen
Joe
anything
Biden
like
didn't push
this.
back on none of that.
It was dumb. But the second thing that we know is that debates don't move the needle one way or the other.
We don't know that.
They
I
don't
mean,
determine.
Yeah, experts have
That-
said that, but you're acting like most people
determine.
know that. No, that most people don't know that.
So, but then still, all I'm hearing is that you all are saying that people just think that Joe Biden is too old, that he moves too slow, but you've not said how that impacts his policy.
It might not, but it impact people's confidence in voting for him.
That's what it. Who cares if it impacts his policy? Perception is reality, and if the people who are voting perceive him as weak and old, it does not matter what his policies are. Do you get that?
I'm just having a conversation.
I'm trying to get
You're
you to
upset.
understand. I'm not
You're
upset.
upset because you're a Republican and you're.
I'm upset because the Republicans seem to be the strong group, and the Democrats seem to be soft as toilet tissue, like they are a soft group.
Listen, I don't think anybody would say that Joe Biden did well in the debate. I'm not saying that whatsoever. He did seem a little slow, confused at times, hard to get things out. On the other hand, Donald Trump acted like a 4-year-old. He lied about everything. So, but in terms of getting a new candidate, that seems that's going to be a tough thing, because the only way a new candidate can come is Joe Biden has to willingly give up
Yes, and
his.
is he willing to destroy the country? He has to ask himself: is he willing to destroy the country for his ego, or does he want to see? And see, today, while everybody's talking about the old monkey coon BET show, the Supreme Court passed new legislation. I mean, they passed new laws today. Basically,
They
Donald
sided
Trump.
with Trump.
Basically, Donald Trump, when he gets into office, he can have Joe Biden executed.
It's
No, he can't. Literally, he can have his enemies killed, and that was voted on today at the Supreme Court.
Well,
While
listen,
we're
you're
talking
saying
about,
voted like it was law. They sided with that and saying that they don't
and now
make law.
there's lower courts that have to determine the details and all of that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't think that there was any mention that he could have Joe Biden assassinated.
goodness.
I don't think that's,
No, it wasn't
Quite
any
in there.
mention, but under that.
that was a stretch. I don't
No, it's not.
believe that.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And see, that's the problem. People like you, Democrats.
I'm the problem. I'm not, don't call me a Democrat.
You are. I'm
not a Democrat.
You talk like a Democrat.
Well, you talk like a Republican.
Okay, I'd rather be a Republican than a Democrat, because Democrats are soft. Like
Well,
they're
I'm not.
soft.
I'm not either one.
Me neither. I would not call myself either part of those evil groups. The Republicans and Democrats are destroying this country with their politics, because the Democrats don't want to hurt Joe Biden's feelings. They don't want to they know that there's a better candidate out there. You can't tell me that the Democrats don't know that there's a better candidate out there. Of course, you talking about, yeah, what about the Republicans? The Republicans worship Donald Trump. It does not matter if he can pull down his pants and boo-boos in front of the country. It does not matter.
What are you trying to convince me of?
I'm trying to convince you that it doesn't matter what he does. His
I
people
know
are gonna
that.
vote for
Everybody
him.
knows that.
No matter. Well, you keep saying, well, what about Donald Trump? It doesn't matter what he
No,
does.
I'm saying what he's saying stupid.
Doesn't
That
matter.
he's saying some ignorant
Yes.
untruths.
He has every time he opens his mouth. It does not matter for the people who voted for him.
But those people are going to vote for him
Exactly.
no matter
No
what.
matter what.
The problem was, remember, when he ran against Hillary Clinton, a lot of people just did not vote. In
That's what
2020,
happened now.
in 2020, people decided that they didn't like Trump and they decided to go out and vote. Now, I don't know if those same people that sometimes don't vote are gonna go out and vote for Biden.
I've heard people saying they're gonna vote for Kennedy.
Yeah, they're gonna vote for somebody else.
Third party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that people say, I can't vote for somebody that I don't believe in, so they'll vote for one of these other parties. I mean, which I get, but you really are just throwing your vote away. It's not making any difference, impact. Could help one party over the other.
And see, now if you vote for Joe Biden, you're really voting for Kamala Harris to be the president.
Why? Because you think she's gonna take over the second term?
I don't think he's gonna make it a whole term. I'm just being for real. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, during that debate, he looked back at, okay, let me ask you this. If that was our father out there debating.
I understand
you
that.
would ask
I
him to
understand
step
that.
down, would you?
I
Yeah.
understand that.
Our father, congressman, if that was him in that debate, I'm sure everybody in the family would say, hey, would you please step down? So you can't make excuses for Joe Biden. He needs to step down. And I don't think it's too late to get another candidate in there. You get Gavin Newsom, you get Hakeem Jeffries, because you can't win with Kamala. She's too unlikable. You get those two and they'll beat Donald Trump and whoever else.
So your plan is to get rid of Biden and Harris and
Yeah.
get an entire
Now,
different
okay,
team.
if Biden stays, he has to get rid of Harris.
I see that as a more viable option.
Because Kamala Harris is not popular. She cannot beat Donald Trump. If they've already done the polls, Donald Trump murders her in a head-on election. He cannot win because the thing is, there are a lot of black men who don't like Kamala Harris. That's just a fact because of her record in California. If you drop her and get Hakeem Jeffries, I guarantee you black men are going to be excited about that. You're going to get black men wanting to vote.
What are folk your age saying
About
all that?
I mean, most people in my age, they haven't liked Biden for a while. They thought, obviously, because he's old. There's a lot of video. I mean, even before the debate, there's a lot of videos of him kind of looking confused and just lost.
So let me ask this. It sounds like the only beef against Biden is he's old. Is there
That's
others?
his main.
I mean,
That's the
Are
number
there
one
others?
objective. That's his number one issue, is that he's old. I mean, of course, he has other issues and the super predator and the crime bill and all
crime
that.
bill,
Trump
the
brought
crime
that
bill.
up.
But,
The crime bill still gets talked about.
Yeah, I mean that. But yeah,
And
if
his
he
son.
Are you
was,
talking about the crime bill that Bill Clinton signed?
yeah, that he,
But
he wrote it. You know that he wrote it.
Still can get it.
That if he was 72, I don't think he would win this election easily. I mean, he'd win it easy. And we haven't even talked about the Israel-Hamas war.
Well, that's
We're not-
my beef.
We know, somebody we know said she had never been as mad at a president as she was at Biden for how he handled that.
Well, yeah, that is my critique of Joe Biden, his administration, how they've handled the war, or the slaughter, or the annihilation, or the extermination of Palestinians. That's my thing. But you look at what he's done some good stuff. I mean, jobs, the infrastructure bill, forgiving college debt.
You know Plies, remember the rapper Plies? He has a strong social media following, and he did a video saying this is how Joe Biden needs to talk. I'm gonna send that out. I'm gonna put it in the link. This is how Joe Biden needs to talk, and he was talking about all that, all his accomplishments. Instead, Joe Biden is, come on, man. He looks weak. He just looks weak. Even if he has accomplished that, I mean, he didn't get that across in the debate. You let Trump lie, and you didn't push back on that. I mean, Trump.
Well, let's talk about CNN.
I'll say this: the
Well, see,
Palestine thing. Trump didn't do a lot to help his case in that either. During the debate, I think he called Joe Biden a Palestinian. He's turned into a Palestinian, and then said he's a bad Palestinian at that.
I mean,
so he didn't help himself getting those followers that were mad at Biden.
He knows how to insult people.
Well, yeah, the thing about it is it doesn't matter who's president. They're going to support Israel blindly. So that, Trump is going to support, he supports the annihilation of the Palestinians in all of that. I get that. But yeah, Biden does have to speak forcefully. But what I'm saying about CNN, are you moderating? Or are you just sitting there? A third grader could have done what they did. You sat there and let the people tell lies and you did nothing. Why did we have moderators there to begin with?
Well, I've been saying it for years. CNN is a joke. They are a joke of a station. Anyone that watches them for news, you don't want the news. You just want them to tell you what you want to hear. They are just preaching to the choir. CNN is a corrupt organization. They are just corrupt. They do not give you the news. MSNBC, corrupt. Fox News, corrupt. They don't give you the news. Please stop calling CNN a news organization. They're an opinionated left-wing organization. That's what they are. Yeah, you can't expect much from CNN.
Yeah, I do. That's why I stopped watching CNN years ago. But moderating the debate, you have to say, hey, Donald, you're lying. Let's get back on track and just say something truthful. They didn't stop anything, nothing at all. But let me ask this: why do you think so many? It appears that a lot of black men support Donald Trump.
Like I've been saying.
Why is that?
Because you have black men. Black men like somebody who appears strong. Donald Trump appears strong. Joe Biden appears weak. It's that simple. It's that simple. He appears weak. Even if he's weak or not, even if he is capable of running the country for 4 years, I keep saying perception is reality, and the perception is he's weak and old. And that's why black men. Then you see Donald Trump. You have to understand, a lot of black men don't educate themselves on what's really going on. So all Donald Trump has to say is illegal immigrants are coming over, taking black people's jobs. They're coming over, killing black people. That's all he has to say. And black people men who don't pay attention. Did you hear what he said? They coming over, taking our jobs. So of course they're going to support him. Joe Biden he's not clever enough to talk like that. He's not. He's a very intelligent human being, and he's going to speak the facts, and he's going to speak, he's going to speak the facts. Black men want to be entertained. Black people want to be entertained like Trump is doing, saying, when he's telling stories about these migrants coming over, raping people and killing people, that grabs their attention. When Joe Biden is saying, we've done this for jobs, and it sounds good, but nobody wants to hear that. That's not entertaining. It's not.
Why do you think that?
Well, to be fair, Trump did get clowned for the black job comment, though. He was getting clowned a lot for that. But I think it's because Donald Trump's been on TV, on our TVs for years. A lot of black people, in the entertainment or everywhere, they've been seeing Donald Trump for years. And then they see him during the debate. He's some people that they're not interested in all the important politics talk. They want to be entertained, like Uncle Mill said. And he's entertaining. He's not a good person, but he does know how to entertain and bring excitement to these.
Why don't you think black folk get offended when he says, "I'm like you all, I've been arrested falsely"?
They do get offended, but then you have a certain section that don't. Black people are not all one.
Not monolithic.
Yeah, we're not one. We don't all agree on all the same topics. They're middle class, the bourgeoisie, as Cone used to say, call them the black bourgeoisie, and then you have the modern black man or black woman, lower income, and they don't think the same way. They just don't. They haven't thought that way throughout history. You got a certain segment of black people who love Tyler Perry, and you got a certain segment of black people who would never watch any of his movies. It's just not. And then the segment of people, and it's probably going to be a lower income, non-college educated group that's going to be more attracted to Trump. I know black men, them, that like Trump. Because they like the tough talk. They like the tough talk. That's what these rappers do. You brag about yourself, and that's what Trump does. Basically, Trump is almost like a rapper, bragging about himself. And then the entertainment part, you got to look at it like a pastor. You have a pastor who doesn't really know the Bible or anything like that, but he knows how to entertain that crowd. He knows how to entertain that congregation. They're gonna come see him. He may not know the Bible in and out. I mean, you can look at Joel Osteen. He doesn't teach out of the Bible base, but he knows how to tell some stories to keep people listening. So I mean, that's the same thing with Trump. He knows how to get people's attention.
Well, you got to think about all the quotable things that he said
Over
throughout.
the years.
Yeah, even since he's and first announced he was running for president, 8 years ago. He's had so many quotable moments, so many viral moments since he's been president, and that's gonna grab a lot of people. That's gonna get a lot of people's attention. Whether it's popular or some people like it, it's gonna get people's attention. And a lot of people, the two candidates that's running against him, they don't really have that.
Yeah, I think
those moments, and they don't really have that charisma either.
Yeah,
he flaunts his wealth too, which in our community is a big thing that we like to do, flaunt our wealth to show, I have this and I have that, and he's Donald Trump is good, and he lies about his wealth as well. So
Yeah, he's not as rich as he says. We know that.
Yeah,
Donald Trump is one of the most evil human beings in our lifetime. We know that. But having said that, he still has a really good chance of beating Joe Biden.
I do think if he got Hakeem Jeffries, that would change. It would be huge.
You'd get
Because
black
all those
men.
black men
Yeah.
that are supporting Trump would, I think,
Yeah, they would
quickly
man.
switch over.
They would. Yeah, they would. I mean, Hakeem Jeffries is going to bring the black male vote, and those are the people who are turning to Trump. He's going to change that. Kamala Harris can't do that, like her or not. I mean, it's not a personal thing. It's just that she is not likable. She's not very likable. Those are the polls. Those are the facts. And she can't win. Hakeem Jeffries, that's a game changer. Because there's some people who are voting thinking, okay, Joe Biden is not going to make it 4 terms, so Kamala Harris is going to be the president. And so there are people who are not going to vote because of that. You put Hakeem Jeffries in there, well, in 4 years, he'll be president. Okay. People like that.
Okay, before we move on, any final thoughts about Trump, the debate, why black folk love him, what's going on with Joe Biden? We have some other things.
Trump is no good. I mean, I think Joe Biden needs to step out, but I mean, I would still vote for the dead horse over Trump.
I thought this when he first won. I thought he was only going to do 1 term because he was going to be too old, and he was going to have whoever is vice president, Kamala Harris, whoever run after he dropped out after his first term. But it's probably too late now. But like I've seen somebody say, I'd vote for Joe Biden in a hospice before I vote for Donald Trump. So.
Yeah, I mean, right now with the two candidates, I mean, yeah, it is Joe Biden because Trump, with him back in office, he's going to go after people. He's vindictive.
He's going to have Joe Biden killed. He's going to have a few of his other.
He's going to go after some folk.
No question about that.
With the Supreme, I mean, when you go, let me rewind. You said that Republicans are strong, the Democrats are weak. When they had the power in the House and Senate and didn't move their judges through, I mean, that was an example of them
being weak.
Them coming to, they came to play checkers. Republicans are playing chess.
Yeah, I mean, we have someone in our family who was nominated for a judge but didn't go through. And I blame that on weak Democrats.
No question. The other big news, history is being made in the city of Los Angeles. I don't know when the first game is in the world, but it's happening in Los Angeles when Bronny James was picked up by the Lakers in the second round. People are talking, some are hating, some think it's a good thing.
Well, let me go first. I know you, buddy, you know more about the basketball than I do, so let me give my little 2 cents. I don't watch basketball. I stopped watching maybe 6, 7 years ago. I applaud LeBron James. I know a lot of people don't like him. I applaud him that he did not become a slave to the NBA owners. I mean, I hate when black people tell me, man, you got to stay loyal to the team. You got to stay loyal to the team. Michael Jordan stayed loyal to the team. And after he won his last championship, Jerry Krause told him to get his black monkey out of here. Told him to leave. So staying loyal to the team doesn't mean nothing. LeBron James is the team. And so I'm glad that he's done what he's done. I'm glad that his son is part of the NBA. I like it. You know, a lot of people say he doesn't deserve to play in the NBA. He's not the first player that in the NBA that didn't deserve, if that's the case. I'm not saying that. But, congratulations to him, father-son duo. LeBron James, a real one, you know, brought his childhood friends or his managers, his agents, and all of that. His team are the people he grew up with. And now he has a son in the league. He's married to the same woman that was his high school sweetheart. I applaud this man. I applaud him. He's not perfect. No one is. But I applaud the man.
So it's a good story. I think if you're expecting to see LeBron and Bronny on the same court, it'll probably just be in preseason. I don't see Bronny getting any real minutes in the regular season. I think he'll be spending most of his time in the G League. I think if you just pay attention to the Lakers, I mean, I don't know why people are. If you pay attention to the Lakers, it's clear they're not really concerned about winning championships. They're more in it for the show right now. I think LeBron's clearly running things. If you look at the coach they just hired, they hired a guy who had no prior coaching experience. They hired somebody who was doing a podcast with LeBron. They drafted his son who didn't really do too well on he wasn't the best player on his college team. I mean, that college team was not that good. But I don't see how anybody. But on the other hand, I don't see how too many people are mad. You know, a lot of people probably don't know the 55th pick in most of these drafts. And the 55th pick in most of these drafts don't work out anyway. So it's not like people are saying they wasted a pick or there's so many other people that could have been drafted. I mean, no offense, but those people probably wouldn't have worked out in the NBA anyway. I think, it's rare that you get a second-round pick to really become a star in this league. And so I don't see the problem that people have with him wanting to play with Bronny. He said years ago that he wanted to play long enough to play with Bronny, so we should have all expected this.
My thing is, if there is somebody who had the influence and the power of LeBron James, what father or even mother in the WNBA wouldn't do that? I mean, you can sit here and try to take a high moral ground. I wouldn't do that. Yes, come on. There might be a few people who wouldn't, but if you had that power and influence, you would do it. At the end of the day, the NBA is a business. It's not a sport. It's business first, then sport. And the number one thing in that business is to make money. A father and son on the same team is going to make money, period. So they made happen what they wanted to happen. But you brought up another point. J.J. Redick, the coach of the Lakers, when he was named the coach, somebody came out, went to school with him at Duke, said she called him the N-word.
J.J. Redick's been famous for years and years and years. Yeah. Now he's going to come out.
He played in the NBA for, 10, 11 seasons?
Yeah, maybe she deserved to be called the N-word. I mean, I'm just saying, man, like, why now? Like, come on now. He was in the NBA. It's not like he wasn't famous. He's been in the NBA for years. Even when he stuck up for, I remember a couple years ago, he was sticking up for, I think there was a black, what's the organization?
Black Lives Matter?
Black Lives Matter. He was sticking up for some protest or something. They could have come out there and said, hey, whatever, you call me the N-word. Man, I don't care. I mean, even if it is true, apologize and move on, man. Like, calling somebody the N-word in my book is not end all be all, especially when the number one song in the country says the N word all the way through it. The biggest song of the year says the N word all the way through it. They not like us. This biggest song of the year says N word all the way through it.
So you think when white
Yeah,
people are listening to it,
yes, I think they should.
they should say
it.
what it
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you looked at the concert, it was mostly white people in the
Yeah.
audience saying it.
Yeah, I think they should be able to say it. That little word has no meaning anymore. No meaning like it used to. If somebody, white person, called me that, I would not get mad. I'm not gonna get mad. It's part of popular culture. But yeah, JJ Redick. The problem that I'm having with JJ Redick, I guess not really JJ Redick, the NBA, is that he wasn't an assistant coach, right? He wasn't a head coach. But Sam Cassell has been an assistant coach for years and years and years and years. He couldn't get that job, but you get a podcaster, and he gets in there and gets that
There's
job.
a lot of black coaches that have been waiting on the side.
Yeah.
But
To
he was
get in.
LeBron's guy. I think that's what people. A lot
Did
of
he
people.
play with LeBron?
I don't know if they played together, but they had that podcast. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I don't think they ever played together.
Okay, I thought they played together in Cleveland, maybe.
No.
But yeah, he. I mean, LeBron wants him. That's who he gets. But yeah, like I was reading, Sam Cassell's been an assistant coach for a long time, and they wanted a ring as an assistant coach, I believe.
Yeah, last year with the Celtics.
So yeah, I guess it's the same thing with Eric Bieniemy, the Chiefs, former Chiefs.
Well, a lot of people highlighted Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson had success as a coach.
Yeah.
Some would say he built that team that
that
Steve
Golden
Kerr
State,
got all
yeah,
the
yeah.
credit for.
That they won the championship the following year, and I remember some of those Golden State Warriors teammates giving Mark Jackson credit, saying his name at that,
Yeah, they
because he was
should.
the one who put that team together. But yeah, that's
But
the NBA.
with JJ Redick gone, that means he's gone from the NBA Finals commentary. So hopefully they bring Mark Jackson back. I liked Mark Jackson on commentary. I think he had a lot of viral good sayings, and he was good for the commentary team. I hope they bring him back to ESPN for the finals, because last year's finals commentary team was not it. But yeah, it's clear that this is LeBron's team. This is LeBron's organization. He's running it how he sees fit. And, if you look at the draft, they spent their first round pick on somebody who actually is probably going to get some playing time, who's actually going to they're hoping to be part of the organization for years. And then they spent their second pick on Bronny, who's going to be like the attraction, who's going to sell tickets. It'll probably be preseason games where he mostly plays, but
I think eventually he's gonna be all right. He's gonna be NBA caliber. From what I've read, I think he's gonna be NBA caliber, because before his cardiac arrest, he was projected to go higher, is what I was reading. So he came back from that cardiac arrest, and then he's not in the position. He wasn't playing the position that he was comfortable with. I guess he plays point guard, and he was playing two guard or something like that in college. So I don't know. I think he'll be all right. I think he's gonna be all right. He's just 19 or something. He'll get better. He may not be a star.
He has somebody who's going to work with him,
Yeah.
who takes care of his body like very few individuals take care of their body.
Like only athlete I've known, Tom Brady, Bernard Hopkins, who take care of themselves that well. I mean, to be 40
Floyd
and
Mayweather.
still,
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, and to be 40 and still one of the best players in the NBA is incredible. Because Michael Jordan wasn't. Let's point that out. When Michael Jordan was 38, he was not one of the top players in the league. He was good, but he wasn't one of the top players.
All right, let me switch subject. The last thing that we'll talk about, because I know a lot of people watched it, that was the Black Entertainment Television Awards.
The Monkey Entertainment TV.
I watched some of it. I couldn't watch
watched
all
a
of
little
it.
bit
It's
of it.
it's not really my thing. But why? Let me say,
It's
why
not your
did
thing,
you?
not because of age. It's not your thing because of ignorance. Go
Well,
ahead.
some people would say it's age.
Why they had older people on there? I mean,
They did.
Taraji P. Henson
Yeah,
hosted
she
it.
was not
MC
good.
Light was the co-host. I mean, they're from our era.
Yeah, Taraji rambled a little bit. I didn't watch the whole thing,
Me neither. You can't.
but
He said it's impossible to
It's
watch.
impossible to watch the whole thing.
Go ahead.
but the funniest thing was when Sexy Red was performing, and he
when I
was
stopped.
texting, and he was like, I can't take this. But you notice the crowd, from what I saw, they did sat for most of the performers. They weren't that into it. When Sexy Red got up there and performed, that crowd went crazy.
Well, I think that's who BET caters to, the people who would listen to Sexy Red. It's not really my thing. I mean, Lauryn Hill came out
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
she closed it out. She didn't take off her clothes.
And she still killed it.
Yeah. I mean, because hers was about the music and the performance. So, I don't know. What do you think? I guess what BET is, what it highlighted in the award show is the state of black music today. So, what do you think about the state of black? Because BET was only showing what is popular, or you might say BET made this stuff popular. I mean, they were.
It's both. I think the
You
state
remember
of
that
black-
Boondocks episode with Martin Luther King, and he was like, "Black entertainment television."
Yeah.
I think that black music is in a good place, believe it or not. I think there's a lot of great black musicians, artists. Unfortunately, there's probably just as many equal terrible black artists. And BET and KPRS tend to play those artists. It- I have no problem with Sexy Red. I mean, I want her to do well and tour all over the world. I just don't think that her music should be mainstream. It's ironic that they had Sexy Red perform, her Vagina Smells or whatever the song is, and
Called
then
Get It Sexy.
What's the name of it?
It's called Get It Sexy.
and then they had a bunch of kids
Yeah, that was crazy.
singing a positive message after whatever the song is called. I mean, all these negative music. Then you have a bunch of kids singing this positive message, and the crowd going crazy. It seems hypocritical to me. I mean, that you would do that. I find it hypocritical of KPRS have those campaigns, Stop the Violence. We need to stop the violence, KC, and then after that campaign is over, the first song after that is I want to kill black people. I mean, they
do that.
KPRS,
Yeah.
you play murder songs about black people killing other black people all day long. KPRS does that. And then you play songs about women talking about their vagina smell. And then you want to come on and say, we need to do better in our community, Kansas City.
KBRS is a local radio station here in Kansas City for those who may not be in Kansas City.
And I know a lot of those people, they're good people up there, but you all are destroying our community. I worked in the schools, and I see what these kids are talking about. Their vagina doesn't smell good because of Sexy Red singing these songs and black.
Does she really have a song about her?
I don't know. I haven't heard.
I know she has a song about what color her vagina is.
Yeah. She does.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
So,
Yeah, it's
okay.
called. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
and you have these, and then you have these little boys at school talking about, I want to kill these black men.
Kill my
and-
ops.
Kill the ops. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the music. It's the music. I mean, I don't think that the music needs to stop. People should make whatever kind of music they want, but don't play it on mainstream platforms, mainstream radio, mainstream television.
Well, that's the thing. That kind of music is mainstream, but the music like, the folk that we would listen to is not mainstream. So somebody like Talib Kweli is not mainstream, but these other folk that talk about killing are
Well,
mainstream.
that started back in when you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's our
Absolutely started.
You're right. It was our generation that started that. About '94 is when gangster rap or street rap, whatever you want to call it, became mainstream, and it hasn't stopped. And because when we first started, the women, the top women rappers, Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Moni Love, people like that, they,
Salt and pepper.
yeah, I mean, they weren't talking like this. And then in the '90s, Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown came, and it changed, and it's been that way since. And like I said, I know it probably seems like I have a problem with these rappers. I don't. I make music, so I think everybody should make whatever music they feel comfortable with. I just don't think it should be on mainstream platforms. for children to have access to. Because if you work in the schools, you'll see BET is the devil. I mean, go watch the Boondocks episode where they're talking about BET. Bob Johnson needs to get on national television and apologize to black people for what he's done.
He doesn't own Black BET.
I know, but he started it.
Yeah, but it didn't start out.
I know. I'm just saying what they said on the Boondocks.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, the issue I have with it, I agree. People make whatever. I mean, you can look in heavy metal music, and they're making music that's not mainstream. But that's the thing; it's not mainstream. But they still make music.
And they're very successful at it.
Right. But when it comes to black music, the filthier it is, the more mainstream it becomes. And then it just, how people are dressed. I mean, getting on stage is pretty much what you would see in a strip club. And that's the performance. But again, like you said, the audience out in BC land, they were loving it. That was their thing.
I mean, Sexy Red is not a good rapper at all. She might be one of the worst rappers ever, but her music is catchy. Whenever you go out, you're gonna hear Sexy Red, and you're gonna hear the people singing it everywhere you go. And everywhere
her purpose is just to have like catchy music. I think that's. I don't think when she's writing her stuff. I don't think she's like, man, I'm gonna kill him with this verse. I don't think she's like that.
You don't think like, man, they're gonna say I'm lyrical.
No, I think she's just like, I want to say something catchy and shocking. I don't know if she writes her music, but.
Yeah, but this run she's on, I haven't really seen too much light. I mean, everywhere I've seen her in like wide audiences.
Yeah, she's number one right now.
They're going crazy. I mean, I never thought an artist like that would be as popular as she is, and it's like
If you all don't know who she is, I know some of you do, some of you don't. Go look her up, Sexy Red.
Some people have said she's an
Missouri.
industry plant. I don't know. I don't know about industry plants or anything, but I've heard that language used with her about just being a plant. But yeah, she has. I mean, she took off her first album.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say the same thing with Megan Thee Stallion as well. She took
We're in
off.
trouble, black people. The future black people, we're in trouble. We are. Man.
So any final thoughts about anything we've talked about?
Yeah, black people are in trouble. The
Okay.
future of black people, we're in
Okay,
trouble.
well, how do we get out of trouble?
We have to stop embracing ignorance. It seems like black culture now embraces ignorance. Ignorance is part of black culture. I don't know how we had to get it. We had to get away from that. Somehow we need to promote artists that don't promote ignorance.
Well, Will Smith came out with a pretty positive song yesterday.
And I thought that was genius for him to come out like that after everything that's happened. Come out with like a gospel song.
Yeah, I like Bad
with
Boys
Kirk
too.
Franklin.
I mean, he's been doing good. Last time we were here, did you guys listen to Larry June?
I listened to him. He has a nice mellow vibe. It's something I would listen to just lounging. I mean, his music is what I would call lounge music. It's pretty cool.
I didn't get a chance to listen to it yet. I listened to it today.
Yeah. What did you listen to J. Rue the Damager?
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's okay. The one song I kind of liked was "You're Playing Yourself." Even though the second verse we talked about the ladies, which you guys are talking about, he might have got in trouble. A lot of women probably wouldn't have liked that verse today.
He got in trouble on his first album with the song that he had. I'll tell you in the episode, and that's so when he came back with Me and the Papes, he had to explain what happened on the first album. He was trying to make a point. You know what song I'm talking about?
It's been a while. He got in trouble for
The B song. That's why Fuji's this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. We can't say it on air, but yeah, we'll.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I understand J. Rue the Damager is an acquired taste, so I didn't know what you would think about him. I mean,
he's lyrical though.
Yeah, no, ain't no question about that. You want to listen to somebody he does cuss, but he has critiques of Christianity, which I have no problem with it. But he's a lyrical rapper.
Yeah, lyrical. Go check out the new Lupe Fiasco. Common and Pete Rock dropping.
Common Pete Rock, man.
Next week.
Rakim.
Yeah, Rakim.
There's some folk out there.
His isn't out yet, is it? Rakim?
No, not the album. Not the album. So, Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chopping Up with the Cleavers. Like, share the post with others. You can check us out most places you get your podcasts. We're coming, dropping knowledge, sharing information. Stay tuned.
See you next week. Peace. So we have new t-shirts, Chopping It Up with the Cleavers. If you are interested in getting a shirt, you can hit me up on my email, emielcleaver3@gmail.com. That's EMIELCLEAVER3@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. The shirts are $20, extra large, large, medium, and small. Get yours while they're available because they're going fast. I'm selling them like hotcakes.
Walk a million miles in my shoes, live life and give you my views. You can like it or not, but I will not stop. My eyes, my truth.